the same points that I've seen many other journalists say, and trying to paint the game in a bad picture, specifically trying to send the message that, hey, yeah, it looks like a good game, but, the developer doesn't say very nice things, and we probably shouldn't support them. So today what I want to do is I want to talk about the media's obsession with Black Myth Wukong, but more than anything, I want to talk about why they're obsessed. If you haven't heard, Black Myth Wukong is blowing up before its release. Yeah. The game is already the most wishlisted game on Steam, and just the other day, the benchmark tool brought in over 85,000 players at its peak.
That's fucking crazy. A benchmark for a game had more peak players than God, I want to say like maybe even like 50% of games never get to that peak. And that's just for a benchmark. Oh man. You seen this video, huh, Base? We are on the snowy, the snowy mountain pass on the DLC on Dark Souls 3. We need to follow a guide or something, man.
An optimization testing tool brought in more players, 40 times the amount of players as Sony's open beta of Concord. Low blow, I know, but it'll become a little bit more relevant later on.
Concord did that bad? Oh, that's an open beta. Yikes. Yikes. Do you guys want to see Concord? It looks so trash. I just saw a bunch of streamers get sponsored for this game. But it looks so trash.
Okay, this game I'm going to play is the bin.
Because he's a giant bin.
Jack frags, what do you expect?
Industrial vacuum. How is that a weapon? You gain charges by filling your industrial vacuum.
It doesn't say that, does it?
This looks like Valorant.
That's what it says. That's literally what it says.
Shock, right? Hey, he's getting the bag. He's getting the bag, right? Can't hate.
Oh my god, you binned him.
Binned him off. Get in the bin, mate. It's not your bin day today, champ.
This game just looks so bad. Like, in every fucking way. The minimap looks trash. The fucking characters up here look fucking trash. The font looks ugly. The health bar's just weird. Like, just everything just looks awful.
You put recycling out.
I'm sorry, but it just looks shit. Even the player name and health bar just looks ugly. Like, why is there so much shit on the screen?
This is great.
You know what I mean?
We're going to play as your local trash band.
Bin.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
I think this is Sony's new free-to-play game. Concord is an FPS for PC, PlayStation, PvP. I think it's free. Is this Underwatch? Oh my... That was good. That was good. That was good. Alright, anyway. Enough Concord trash. Zero morals, but millions in the bank. Hey, I said this the other day, man. Some of these sponsors that they be getting, most smart people wouldn't turn them down. You can see, because some people, I mean, you have to legally, you have to put ad or sponsor in the description or something. If you see ad, just don't expect a proper truthful opinion,
Low blow, I know, but it'll become a little bit more relevant later on. With that said, Black Myth Wukong's developer Game Science likely has a breakout hit on their hands, and this is their debut
explain my erection after joining?
But there are those that are out there that want to try and stand.
Okay, what's up, you stud? I heard being a Tom Wild sub makes you just, makes you grow about an inch a month. I've had some good testimonials, brother. It's a pleasure to see you, my G.
This way. Just a couple weeks ago, Tom Regan of The Guardian wrote an
article
article
colors are
titled Black
addicting.
Myth Wukong, the summer's most exciting and most controversial video game.
Really?
This beautiful-looking action game is based on Journey to the West, the great Chinese novel.
Why do you need a guide for the
its own
DLC?
journey to release has hit a bump
Because I'm
in
stuck.
the road.
I don't know where to
Tom
go.
writes, after playing Wukong for an hour and a half in a London hotel suite, watched nervously by game science employees, I can confirm that, somewhat miraculously, this stunning Chinese mythological twist on Dark Souls delivers on that showy trailer. Marrying fluid-feeling combat and
But it's not a Souls
reflex-testing
game.
difficulty and the expensive filmic sheen of something like God of War. As I sprint through Wukong's dense jungle, ducking and dodging through a deadly array of flora and fauna, I come face to face with everything from gi-wearing toads to nightmarish gigantic-headed infants. Unlike many of its brutally challenging From Software-inspired peers, the difficulty in Wukong feels expertly judged.
They already said, though, that it wasn't a Souls game, right? So, a lot of people complaining about that. I don't know why. Doing some job hunting. Oh, brother. Brother! No way, they... Sorry to hear that, Kay. Man, fuck them. Their loss. Chin up, brother. You'll find something even better. I'm good, though, man. Thank you. We're on the DLC for Dark Souls 3. And I'm kind of stuck right now. Give that comment a like, right? Did I give it? I gave it a like, right?
My simian avatar met a grisly end more times than I care to admit, but I persevered.
Tom,
Eventually,
common sense ain't common, so let alone people blah.
Defeated enough foes to unlock new abilities. Soon, I can perch atop my staff mid-attack, giving me an edge against its murderous mythological monsters. I can buzz around the forest as a stealthy cicada, summon flames from my glaive, and eventually topple a snarly, lorry-sized werewolf atop a crumbling temple. We're under great pressure.
I'm interested to see if there's a difficulty setting. I also don't know. I saw that a reviewer marked this game down because it wasn't woke enough. I think it was because some of the devs, bear in mind they're Chinese, I think some of the devs said something about like anti-feminism or something like that. I think that's why people got pissed. I'm not sure. Apparently the dev said something mean. Taking care of me best they can, given the circumstances, but swear me an accident. Aww. Good, man. At least they did that. Yeah, I'm so excited. This game comes out tomorrow. So we'll be playing tomorrow, man.
Reflects one of Game Science's co-founders,
It looks
who was
sick.
introduced only as Ted. Game Science wouldn't give his full name via translator. This is the first time we have worked on a PC and console game, and we are also a new studio. So we really like to thank how tolerant the players and the market is towards us.
Wait, speaking with VGC, Game Science confirmed that Black Myth Wukong won't allow players to change the difficulty. Oh, yes! That's sick! Oh, I love that there's no difficulty setting. Thank you, Justin. That's a good thing, IMO, because it's nice that, like, everyone has the same experience and struggles. You know, like with Elden Ring or Dark Souls, it's like, oh, did you beat that boss? It's like, yeah, because you have the same experience, right? It's cooler. Cool. Apparently they marked it a 3 out of 5 because there wasn't any women in the game. Oh. I didn't see that, Waffle. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Encourages us. However, the thinking of Chinese people tends to be, we look at the risks. And therefore, when we're faced with such great encouragement, the best thing we can do is to try our best to satisfy the expectations of the players and communicate with the players in a very honest way. China has dominated.
Yeah, though. There's, mate, add all the women in the games that you want, bro. I am so down for it. Trust me, like, give us Sydney Sweeney in game, right? Put her in games, man. I'll be happy with that. Tom, you gotta find some underground shit with a bunch of flyers. Love you, brother. Thank you.
The mobile gaming market. You look at everything that HoYoverse has done, from Genshin Impact, Zenless Zone Zero, Honkai Star Rail, Honkai Impact 3rd. These games have made a lot of money. They have a lot of players. And what they've done is they've actually paved the way for Chinese developers to be able to reach global markets. Something that was relatively inaccessible for them in the past. And that, I'm actually kind of surprised that we're not seeing more skepticism when it comes to a new studio that hasn't released a game before, that's releasing a AAA game that looks as good as this does, and it's coming from a country that we normally don't see a lot of games come from in the first place. But I think it's great that we are seeing that support because, from my perspective, I just want to see more video games. And the more countries that are out there that are making them, the more diverse ideas and cool games that we can play. And that's what I'm all about. And to be honest, we haven't really even seen that many AAA games come from China in the first place. I think the only one that I can think of off the top of my head is like Rocket Blade Point. That's pretty much about it.
Are there no Chinese AAA games?
One of the things the developers brought up was that they feel like they're under a lot of pressure. And I don't think people really understand or recognize just how much pressure that they're under. Because keep in mind, they have far more rules and restrictions that they need to follow before they can even try to ship a game outside of their country.
Yeah, that's true. I forget about that.
Restrictions than Western studios have. That's for sure. But with that said, you also have, clashes in culture and things like that. And I think what they've chose to do, especially with Black Myth Wukong, is emulate the success of another game and try to adapt their ideology.
Give us another trailer.
Their philosophies of game design into their game. And that's what Black Myth Wukong kind of represents to me. It's a smart idea. You're going to be able to hook up with a pretty large audience because a lot of people really like Souls games, especially after Elden Ring. So it's a great idea to be able to reach as many players as you possibly can.
I heard it's not a Souls game.
One of the other difficulties that they're running into is one that's completely unnecessary. And it's the fact that for some odd reason, there are a lot of Western critics that do not want to see this game get any level of success.
Tom
continues with his article saying,
why is that?
I am unfortunately met with very little honest communication when I bring up a report from IGN which related alleged sexist comments from multiple developers as well as those in leadership roles. I presented Ted with the opportunity to address those claims of misogynistic posts and whether he feels they represent game science's values. Instead, I am shut down with a hasty no comment from their UK PR representative. Then, after a long wait, given a longer statement of no comment via Ted's translator. I am then told that Game Science's US PR agency will follow up later with a prepared statement, only to be sent the following. Game Science is focused on the demo at this time and will only answer questions related to gameplay. The same thing happened to an IGN reporter at a demo in Los Angeles last month. It is disappointing that Game Science is opting to invite journalists to speak to them and play the game, but refusing to answer their questions. Perhaps there is no reassurance to offer. A generous reading of the situation would be that this is an inexperienced studio petrified of saying the wrong thing. Yet, in failing to say anything at all, Game Science is also failing to distance itself and its game from multiple crude, disparaging, and misogynistic comments attributed to its employees and leadership. Journey to the West.
But who cares? Isn't this not gonna be like just like Hogwarts Legacy when it's like, oh, J.K. Rowling is a transphobe, but who cares if the game's good and it's about something people love? Why does it have to be about someone's comments that helped make the game? Oh, shut the fuck up. I bet Black Myth Wukong is gonna be like one of the most bought and played single player games of this year. Shout out to JK Rowling. Top G, JK. I don't know how Western women are mad at them. Even to Asian women couldn't care less. It's odd. It doesn't even matter if it's women that's mad. I don't understand why people link someone's opinion that no one cares about to an awesome game that could be really awesome and that we could all just enjoy, and just forget about the bullshit.
No stranger to the world of video games. From Ninja Theory's 2010 Alex Garland penned and Andy Serkis starring Xbox 360 adaptation Enslaved: Odyssey to the West, to Akira Toriyama's world-conquering Dragon Ball, it's a world of myth and monkeys that lends itself perfectly to gaming. Black Myth Wukong's stunning visuals, cinematic beauty, and refreshing sense of speed could well make it the best playable adaptation of the fable to date. But the unreserved excitement I would otherwise feel about it is being trampled by the elephant in the room.
Oh, God.
Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I cannot believe that they wrote this. The elephant in the room, huh? I would imagine the elephant in the room is the fact that the report from IGN was found to be heavily mistranslated and misrepresented, spreading misinformation about a studio either by the way of
Wait. The sexist quotes shown in the article are poorly translated. Accurate translation showed the statement as being vulgar, but definitely not sexist. Oh, for God's sake! So they didn't even translate it correctly, and they took it out of context, man. Oh, yo, what up, H? Good to see you, my brother. My brother. The leaks got removed from the internet. Wait, are you talking about the GTA 6 leaks? Weren't they like AI?
Spreading misinformation about a studio either by the way of IGN's ignorance or their malice. The report that they mention is something that was parroted by almost every other gaming news site. Headlines with this narrative ran.
Wait, Black Myth Wukong dev accused of sexist recruitment and social media posts. Who cares about this random dev? I mean,
ran wild since the reveal of Black Myth Wukong's trailer a few years ago, making sure that players know, yeah, the game looks cool, but guys, this is a very bad developer. This misrepresentation even led to Game Science's studio allegedly being vandalized by the people that were claiming to do it based on that news of the studio's quote-unquote sexist culture.
They
Eventually, through
vandalized
social
the
media,
building.
Readers and critics pointed out the
Nice.
mistranslations. Hell, Asmongold's editor, Clip's editor, did a better job of reporting and investigating, showing all of the mistranslations.
Context. IGN published an article trying to smear the company and the devs behind Black Myth Wukong as some sexist freaks because of some of their employees' social media posts. The article cites one of their
The snake spirit is different from what I imagined, but if I cover the bottom half with my hand, it's still possible to jerk off. What? Wait, what? I mean, it's a cute Asian chick. I mean... Wait, is this what's meant to be sexist? What?
who basically did the still wood meme about this monster. The problem is that this game journalist, either by sheer incompetence or malice, translated these posts in the most uncharitable way possible. And this is nothing compared to the most egregious mistranslation after one of the game company founders posted this in 2020.
I want to expand my circle and hire more people. Get licked until I can't get an erection. What?
Cluster trailer of Black Myth
What?
Wukong just released. Now, how on earth do you get?
I want to expand my circle and hire more people. Get licked until I can't get an erection.
In reality, the actual translation completely changes the meaning of what he was.
We want to expand the circle and recruit a few more people, but got licked to the point of being unable to get an erection. What? The phrase is used, Oh, okay. It's like a saying. Yeah, it's like a saying. We probably don't understand it.
Not satisfied, I went back checking if anyone called this out when it happened, and they did.
And ultimately, this all led
It's
to
just
the
a Chinese
original
saying,
writer of
right?
the IGN report giving a backhanded non-apology, avoiding the conversation of mistranslation,
He even got to cover the
perpetuating
bottom half.
lie, and upset over Game Science's lack of response, and that the game with a Monkey King and a bunch of
A dev for the
anthropomorphic
people.
characters doesn't have enough femme-coded
good, yeah, H.
characters. I am beyond myself. The gall to come forward and say something like, maybe they don't want to say anything because they're afraid to say the wrong thing. What exactly is the wrong thing? Because apparently you already think they said it to begin with, even though it was all mistranslated and misrepresented in the first place.
Ankles
Sure, they
are
may have
enough
said
for
some
me.
crude things, but you don't understand their culture or the intricacies of their language and how they
Bonk.
use colloquialisms
To horny
and
jail.
things like that. So you're just applying what you believe onto what they are saying. I'm appalled. It's just ridiculous is what it is. I'm shocked. I don't even really know how to respond to something like this. I think that Western
this is
critics
so
and
stupid.
game journalists, not all of them, but some of them, view these Chinese-made games and games made in some other countries as a threat. Because
Yeah.
these are studios that will not fall in line with whatever their narrative is.
Yeah, that's...
even if they are in the wrong.
He's actually so right. Okay, I totally get the title now. He's actually so right. It's like a game, finally. It's like the opposite of the new Assassin's Creed. It's like a game that finally is just sticking to like whatever they want to make, and it's not trying to like fit the current trendy narrative kind of thing, right? And they're kind of like scared of that. You know what I mean? Because their woke agenda doesn't kind of fit in. They're mad about this, but they won't say shit about the Taliban locking their wives in a cupboard. What? Wait, what? The craziest thing is being mad. There aren't non-binary characters in a game that's made with binary code. Whoa, 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 whoa. Neo can break the code, bro. Neo can break the code. There is a game out there. Elden Ring? Maybe? Elden Ring?
Because there are times, and there have been times in the past, where the media was wrong about something, but still wanted and still pressured
You're
the
agreeing
studios.
Tom is a communist confirmed. Wait, I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing that Chinese games are a threat. Yeah. Yeah, to Western like studios. Yeah.
To do something and say something that otherwise went against it. And that's exactly what they're trying to do now. Still running with the exact same narrative, even though it's already been disproven. What is the point of that? Because now what they want is that even though it's been disproven, well, we still want you to tell us that you like women. What are you doing? What is the point of this? And even more so when you're putting out an article talking about the overall feeling of the game, how much you enjoyed the game, and then you have to put something like that in there. Like, we don't know what you're trying to do.
So stupid.
Trying to spin a narrative around this game to make it feel like, man, you should probably feel bad about playing this game,
Yeah.
guys. You should feel bad about it. They're bad people.
Just like Hogwarts Legacy, man. And guess what? No one gave a shit at the end of the day because it was a fun, good game. The Taliban banned PUBG. Why? That's a good question. Look at ABI and Delta Ops. These companies are pumping out insane games. Correct. Genuine threat, right?
People over there, they say mean things on the internet. They say crude things on the internet. How dare they? I think the worst thing possible out of all the things that they said was there was an image of like a snake woman, like a lady that was like, her head was a regular person, but her body was like a snake. It was some like horror creature. And they were like, still would. Are you serious? What, like they're not allowed to be human and take part in meme culture? Are you serious? What is this? What, like,
oh my god, they made a meme. Cancel them. Oh my god. My life is
this
ruined.
like thought policing and I don't know, man. Like, I'm so happy that their position was, we're working on the demo right now, and that's the only thing that we want to talk about.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that actually matters.
Yes,
the game
a
matters.
good game is the only thing that fucking matters. Oh my god, I feel like we've forgotten about that. The Taliban banned PUBG because it misleads the youth. What? You have some defeat in your face at the end of your Mesmer video. The title wasn't wrong, right?
What they do outside of that has no impact whatsoever on what consumers actually care about in the first place. Some of these some of these journalists and games media heads wonder why they're losing subscribers, want to know why they're losing readers. Well, it's probably because of the fact you keep putting things in your articles and in these discussions that don't belong there in the first place.
Yes.
I originally went to go and read that.
This guy is spitting. This guy's spitting right now.
Article because it was talking about their first impressions, and I was just trying to gather a bunch of people's first impressions on the game. And then all of a sudden you want to go off on this tangent on something that was already disproven in the first place. What are we doing? What is this?
What up, Tate?
You know, this isn't the first time we've seen
Saw,
this.
dude.
The Wizard game. Yeah, that's right. Hogwarts Legacy. Game critics and journalists dogpiled this game as hard as they could. Wired.com gave it a 1 out of 10, not because of the gameplay, not because of the aesthetics, but because of the fact that J.K. Rowling had something to do with it. Even
Wait.
though
someone actually gave Hogwarts a 1 out of 10. That is funny, man. Just because I don't know where to go right now in Dark Souls 3, that's why. Need to go fight Frida and just play Wukong tomorrow. We're gonna play it tomorrow, don't worry.
Oh, they're just the creator of the source material and actually had nothing to do with the actual creation of the video game, but that didn't matter. Meanwhile, a slew of other reviewers boycotted even reviewing the game in the first place. Some magazines didn't even post reviews whatsoever, and many of those that did actually review it still made sure to drop a little piece of their mind about J.K. Rowling in the reviews. What are the chances that we see the same thing with Black Myth Wukong? Is it going to suffer?
100% you see the same. All this bitching and moaning, and then it sells like the most copies of like a game this year or something, right? If anything, all this drama is only good for the game, right? It sells more. Oh, Commander Gauss, right? Yeah, he's a bitch. They raw dogged the game when the bartender in Hogsmeade was trans. Well, not only that, you could literally choose like a non-binary character in the Hogwarts game. Like, you could literally do everything that everyone wanted. It's stupid. J.K. Rowling didn't even have anything to do with the game. Facts. She just made the world. She just wrote the books. I think I know where you are. I got stuck in that DLC as well. I'm stuck in the snowy mountains base.
Suffer the same fate? Regardless of how many people tried to derail Hogwarts Legacy, it ended up being the first title in 15 years to beat Call of Duty in sales, selling 23 million copies in 2023, proving that social issues have no impact whatsoever on what games players want to play and what they want to buy.
So stop bringing social issues into gaming, bruv, right? Because no one gives a flying fuck.
Back when Activision Blizzard went through their major controversy, the players that were leaving the game weren't leaving because of what happened at the company. They were quitting because the game sucked. And as soon as they came out with a new expansion, the vast majority of the players returned to the game. I think that there are those in media today that are afraid of losing influence, afraid of games, studios, and publishers that they can't pressure in some way, shape, or form. If the readers aren't listening and the game makers don't listen either, then their relevance is nothing more than a flickering candle in the wind and they're running out of wick. There is no verifiable proof of Game Science mistreating their employees. And the only thing that you have to go off of are some jokes that they have made on the internet that any other human would make. Things that you see all of the time. Creating victims out of thin air. What's probably worse for them is the truth that they're coming to realize. Customers only care about the value of the product itself and not how it was made or who it was made by. Catering to these niche audiences.
100%. You buy a pair of trainers, do you care about the opinion of the person that made them, you know? Not really, as long as the trainers are fresh. You know what I'm saying? The trans bartender kind of ruined it for me. Oh, really? They did stuff in game to spite her. Like the trans barmaid. Yeah, they did, right? Yeah. You need to really pick who you listen to. The company at the website. People you need to find, journalists you can trust and on a personal level. Psh, I don't trust no journalists, bro. All of them got a bias, man. You got to listen to like multiple and kind of make up your mind, right?
Who actually do buy things based on morals is useless because likely they don't even exist in the first place, and even if they did, they probably don't even play video games. This is only
little Chinese kids don't have an opinion.
Devalues the perspective and the voice of traditional games media and reviewers. And I know that there are good professional journalists and reviewers that are out there, but I wish that they were calling this kind of stuff out, especially the writer from IGN and The Guardian, because this is only serving to damage their credibility and the credibility of all games media. The lack of independent thought and reasoning within games media today is staggering.
Yup.
It just blows my mind. At this point, I cannot wait for Black Myth Wukong to come out. Not because I can't wait to play it, which obviously I can't wait to play it, but just to see the hot takes. Because you know for a fact, because for how long some of these different articles, journalists, and media sites.
Yeah, we might have some pretty funny videos to react to when it comes out, you know.
This headline and running with this narrative, you know they're going to be including that stuff going forward. Still trying to ask and find out, yeah, but you still didn't say that, you know, it doesn't reflect on your studio or anything like that. What does that even matter? Like they haven't made a joke or a crude joke or anything like that in the past. It's so disingenuous. And that's one of the reasons why the vast majority of people have just completely turned off of reading articles or IGN or any of these companies anymore. Is because it's so disingenuous. It's so fake. It's so fake. You don't care about any of these things.
All right, good video. We got the point. I'll sub to him. He seems cool. Like and a comment. As always, man. As always, man.